Hey guys, welcome into Nightcap with RhinoMan. We have a special guest tonight. You see, I'm wearing the hat. We're going to talk to a fireman. But first, as I do, I have three questions for you, as I always do. And these three questions are sort of related to, firemen and everything else. So let's get into it. The first question is, how did you, well, the first question, well, did I mix these up here? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Timeout. Okay. First question is about your channel. How did you come up with the name for your channel? I want to know. Let me know how you came up with the name for your channel. We're going to be talking to a fireman. I think it's pretty obvious how he got the name for his channel. However, we don't know. A lot of people come up with channel names that are different for whatever reason. Question number two. What was your nickname growing up? Hey, I want to know. People have weird nicknames. Mine, of course, was Bird. I was a short white guy that loved to play basketball. I got the name Bird because of that. Can't jump for shit, but that was my nickname, Bird. Question number three. For all you ladies out there, this is for all the ladies in the chat. I'm going to give it a second. Wait for a couple more ladies to get in here. Hey, Bird, Sister Yoshi says, love the hat. Yeah, if you want one, you too can have one of these beautiful fire hats. Just go to Firehouse Subs. Hey, they make great sandwiches. The New York steamer is one of the best there. Love that sandwich. Girls, question number three. For all the ladies out there, maybe some of the guys too. Have you ever wanted to date a firefighter? Let me know in the chat. Oh, Rain's World, obviously, her husband is a firefighter. But I want to know, for all you ladies out there, the Good Life 88 says he's a lady. Hey, I'm not knocking it, bro. Did you ever want to date a firefighter? Let me know. Okay, guys, new subs. I didn't have time to change the banner on the bottom, so we have some of the same new subs that were in the last channel. Sorry, Gamblers Unknown, you didn't get up there twice. David likes to gamble. Thank you. DB Gyms, thank you on TikTok. Thank you. Ride and Riza, Lucky Adventures, thank you. Don Harrison Music, thank you. And Tim Sullivan. Let's see who's in the chat. We got some wonderful people in the chat already, and it's only growing. The Good Life 88 says, I'm ready to do this and drink. Oh, here's my glasses. Okay, got them on. Okay, it's 5 o'clock here. Hey, cheers, bro. Really appreciate it. Sister Yoshi's in the house. She put the little emojis with the fire truck. I think that's a fire truck. That looks more like a paramedic truck, though, Sister Yoshi. You're off with those emojis. I'm just saying. Doris Kersey, thank you for coming in. Let's see who else is here. The Good Life 88, Rain's World, love the hat. Thank you. RNJ Jr. We're all going up. Yes, we are. Let's see who else. Oh, TL Slots, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it, Tom. Laura, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Lucky Lynn Slots is in the house. Let's get this party started. Let's bring him on. And hey, okay, before we meet him, ladies, this is really not an auction. We're not auctioning him off. But if you do want a super chat, maybe I could put in a good word. We could see where it goes. What's going on, bro?
Oh, you caught me playing my fire truck. What's up, guys?
I love the hat, but mine doesn't come with all the gear and everything else. I don't got the shield.
Yeah, this one's a whole lot heavier.
Yeah, I can imagine. And we'll get into, you know what? We're going to just kick it off with a lot of the personal questions, but I want you to introduce yourself first. Tell everybody who you are, and then we'll get started.
Hi, guys. I'm Johnny. I'm a firefighter here in Florida. Let me take this helmet off because it is.
Okay, if you take yours off, I get to take mine off too.
There we go. Gets a little heavy. So, yeah, my name's Johnny. I'm a firefighter here in Florida, and been doing this for about 25 years. And best job in the world. Absolutely love it.
Now, I see that you got that aerodynamic haircut going on. Is that because you know, firefighting and everything, you want to keep it like slick and just ready to go?
Well, let me tell you about that. So When I got divorced way back when, I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s,
Girls,
maybe.
girls, he's divorced. Just saying.
Well, I'm off the market. I'm taken now.
Okay.
But back then, I wore my hair kind of flat toppy, kind of spiky, and I had a date, and I was getting a little bit thin up here. So I went to Walgreens and I got some of this colored hairspray. Gave myself a couple little shots up here, and anyway, it started drizzling and a light rain, and it started going down my forehead. And she was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "You know what? Fuck this! I'm shaving my head." So
So
yeah, I've been
that was it.
held dynamic ever since.
So you were talking about the receding hairline, bro. I'm like right there with you. So I got the hat head where they say you put a hat on and it makes you go bald. Hey, I've been there already.
You
About
know,
to go
we're
back shave it again.
with hairstyles like this, we're in our own unique clubs because every time you see another guy with a shaved head, you're like, "Awesome haircut, bro," and you're in your own club.
Hey, so I know you're out there in Florida. Do you ever get together with the NJ Slot guy?
I did a few months back in Tampa. Me and NJ and Slot Hopper. Gosh, who else was there? Me and NJ, Slot Hopper. There were a bunch of us there, and we did a little collaboration. We've done a couple of videos, and I've also played with NJ back in Jersey. That was a hoot. East Coast was there. Old School was there. Um, just multiple slot channels were there. Probably one of the best times I've had in a long time. There's nothing like hanging out with your fellow brothers and sisters with like-minded folks that like to gamble. Most folks look at you like you're a degenerate. You piss your money away, but
Exactly.
it's just fun.
Exactly. Rain's World says men look great with no hair, women not so much. Not
Yeah.
fair. LOL. True story though.
Well,
I'm I don't know. Grace Jones. Hey, what are you drinking there?
old fashioned. And if anybody wants the recipe for this, I told some of the firefighters about this at the station. Every night about 5:30, when they're off and I'm at the station, they're sending me pictures of their beverages. I've got the perfect recipe. Firehouseslots@gmail.com. If you want to know the recipe, I'll be more than happy to email it to you. Off the freaking chain. Very good.
Nice,
Back
nice.
in the day, I used to drink mudslides, and then all my friends would laugh at me because I was drinking girly drinks. But hey, you know what? If it tastes good, I'm all about it.
Hey, I agree 100%. Okay, so let's get into some personal questions. You live in Tampa, Florida?
No, no, no. I live in Jacksonville.
Okay. So have you grown up there your whole life? Is that where you've born
I
and
was
raised?
I was born and raised right here in Jacksonville.
Okay,
Mhm.
fantastic. How was growing up for you there?
It was, gosh, well, I was born in '71, so the area has grown exponentially. What used to just be trees going up and down, Beach Boulevard, Atlantic Boulevard, all the way up towards the beaches, it used to just be trees. Now it's all shopping centers, homes. I mean, it's exploded. It really has.
Okay,
It's
Rains World has a question for you. First question: do you start drinking right after you get off work in the morning, like my husband?
great question, Rain's World. Um, Not first thing in the morning. Sometimes I'll wait till about 11 a.m. Uh, I might have one. Normally, I'll start in the evening. And here's the thing, guys. I don't condone drinking alcohol. I do it to relax, kind of a nightcap, few here, few there. In my line of work, I've seen things that I wish to God I could unseen that were a direct result of alcohol. But it has its time, it has its place. If you drink responsibly, I've had people give me shit in some of my videos. I might have a couple too many and might develop a slight speech impairment. But I don't get stupid drunk where I'm falling over, passing out. But I do like to have a couple of adult beverages and enjoy myself while I'm playing. With that said, I'm responsible with it. I don't get behind the wheel of a car, and I hope to God nobody else does either.
Okay, I agree 100% with everything that you said there. And we're going to get back to the drinking in a few minutes because I have some questions designed specifically around drinking. But you growing up, did you grow up wanting to be a firefighter? I know that's a lot of little kids' dreams, especially in the age group that we're in. Growing up, firefighter, cop, fly an airplane, go to the moon, astronaut. Is that something you grew up thinking about?
No, when I was in my, I don't know, when I was about 10, 11 years old, I wanted to be a brain surgeon. And then after that, as I got a little older, I wanted to be a cop. When I was a teenager, I thought nothing would be cooler than packing iron in a badge. And I goofed off a lot from the time I was 16 to 18. Didn't have a whole lot going for me. And I come from a whole family full of barbers. And my dad, kicks open my bedroom door because I'm just, at this point, I'm not doing anything with my life. And he said, son, go to barber school or get the fuck out of my house. And I said, Dad, I think I'll go to barber school. And so I went into barber business. By the time I was 18, I had completed barber school. I opened up my own business at 19 years old out in Plamdale Beach, and I had my own business out there for about 13 years.
Okay. So in the interim, we talked off camera. You were a volunteer firefighter at age 23, but there was a time before you became a full-time firefighter and got paid for it. And during that time, you were barbering and you had your own business as a barber, correct?
Correct. So, yeah, during my barbering years, one of my customers came in, and he was a volunteer out at Ponte Vedra Beach and out St. Johns County. And he was talking about, hey, have you ever thought about firefighting? And I had an uncle that was a firefighter. He's retired now. And I knew a little bit about the fire service, but I was really never exposed to it a whole lot. So anyway, he talked me into volunteering. I went and got my uniform, got my bunker gear, got my little pager. Back then it was all volunteer. There were no paid. They had a paid EMS system. I'm sorry?
Did you say pager?
I did.
What's a pager?
So a pager is it's just a little pager you bring home with you. And then when a call goes out in the county, you get a page. And if you're able to respond, you respond. You drive your vehicle to either the scene or the firehouse if it's a large incident, and go from there. And I absolutely, sure.
Real quick, I'm going to do a quick couple of shout outs. I see Gracie's Luck Slots. Thank you for coming in. Nini Slots, Gambling Granny, Kissy Cat, the Slot Bandits. Thank you guys for coming in. Jazzy J, thank you. Appreciate you guys being here. Avalon Vash Slots, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you for being here. All of you guys, hey, I really do appreciate it. Stacy, a slot channel, you must have made it home already just in time to see the fireman himself. David Macias, thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you that tuned in to talk to this wonderful gentleman here. We're just getting to know him right now, so grab your drinks. Let's have some fun. So Barbara, and now you're completely bald. I've noticed that I noticed a couple of barbers now are bald, and you still see them in the shop doing it. Do you still have your shop?
No, I sold my shop back when I got promoted to engineer. When I made engineer, I started. I went to a busy transport unit, and I'd be up all night, and then I'd get off in the morning. I'd go to my shop, and I'd be, extremely tired for being up all night. And I'm sitting there trying to, give flat tops with one eye open. I'm really tired. And then my uncle suddenly retired, and here I am stuck with a barbershop all by myself. And while I'm at work, I've got employees calling me saying, "Hey, boss, I can't make it in today." Well, I just can't call in sick or knock off sick from fire department to go open up my shop. So I wound up selling my shop. But I did both fire service and my barbershop together for about 5 years.
Oh, wow. That's quite a bit. Okay. Siblings. Do you have brothers, sisters?
I've got one brother. He's also a barber. And and that's it for siblings. Just a brother.
Okay. How about family?
Family, yeah. My dad's a barber. Two of my uncles are barbers. Three of my cousins are barbers. So I think I was doomed to be a barber from the get go. I just didn't know it.
When you say a long line of barbers, you're serious about that.
Oh
So,
yeah, oh yeah.
yeah.
I've got the old strop and razor. I've got antique clippers. I still keep my barber license current, even though I'm not currently practicing. I'll still go to the fire station, do a couple of haircuts here and there, but yeah, I haven't done it full time, and well, it's been a good few years.
As a
But when I
kid,
retire, I may go back and meddle in it. I don't know. We'll see.
as a kid, you must have just been lined up all the time.
Lined up.
Yeah, with the nice,
Oh
perfect
yeah,
line
oh
on.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Back when I first started out, I would get my uncle to trim me up about every 4 or 5 days. I had a razor sharp outline, up off the ears, razor sharp outline back of the neck, and I used to be so conceited with my hair. I'd have gel in it. If I had my windows down and I, pulled up to a red light, I'd have to get my comb and just do my hair just right. And yeah, it's kind of ironic this happened to me.
That's too funny. Oh, hold on. Come on, you got to go out. Sorry. My dog just burst in the door. So, um, sorry about that, guys. Um, okay. Do you have any kids?
I
Girlfriend?
do. Yeah. So I have I have a son, I have two daughters, and I've got three grandkids, which kind of starting to sound old now. And I do have a girlfriend, and yeah, life is really good. Life is really good
Hey,
right
Kissy Cat wants to know, were you blonde?
now. Was I blonde? I was. It was kind of blondish, brownish, kind of sandy blonde.
Um, Nini Slot says we need pictures, Firehouse Slots. Uh,
Well, I would be
you,
more than happy to show you some, but I'm actually talking on my phone right now. They're all on my phone.
well, you got to put those up on social media. You got to do something with your channel to show when you had hair.
I will do that. I
For
will do
sure.
that.
Um, okay, so kids, girlfriend. Um, when you're not working and you're not gambling, what is the go-to for you? What do you enjoy doing?
Thinking about gambling.
Thinking about gambling. And True DJ. Hey, cheers.
No, I like to fish a little bit. Don't get to do it quite as much as I like to, but I do like to fish. And aside from that, my hobbies have really dwindled down as I've gotten older.
Juicy Jungle is in the house. Thank you for coming in. She says, give me 1 second. She said, sending all the love. Thanks for being awesome through the years. Great.
Thank,
And
thank you, Juicy. And I tell you,
following that
Juicy's.
up, the Slot Bandits say, hey, Firehouse Slots, hit a major jackpot lately? Yes, actually, he did. We were talking about vulturing, and now we're getting into gambling. So we will get to that subject pretty quick here. Thank
While we're here, I want a special shout out to the Slot Bandits because thanks to them, they warmed a machine up for me that I got on and I freaking killed it. Killed it. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, well,
But
you know what? Let's just jump into that now because you were down there when they just opened up the $1 million storms. Lady Luck HQ was there. The Slot Bandits were there. There were a lot of people there. They had them roped off for a while, and then they opened them up for you guys to play on them. Were you just
so
sitting back watching them feed the machines first, or what was
I was
your
not.
strategy?
I was not. So I had my mom and dad with me. I did kind of an early Father's Day thing for my dad because I was on duty on Father's Day. So I brought my mom and dad with me. And, my dad's in a high limit room doing $5 spins. My mom's right next to him and one of those little electric scooters. She damn near took out a couple of patrons with that thing. Dangerous. But anyway, while everybody was playing the new $1 million dollar storms, I was playing the $1 Million Dragon Link in a high limit room. And I probably blew through, I don't know, $2,000-3,000. And at this point, I'm thinking, ouch, baby, ouch. I'm starting to hurt. So anyway, I walked out there, and there was one of the games was open, and I got on it, and it's literally caught on. I mean, not literally. The thing went just hot. It went on fire. In the first few minutes playing, I started off with a couple 1250 spins, bumped it up to 25, and then I landed a major. And that's my second major I've ever hit in my life. The first major was upstairs on high limit in Tampa, in a non-smoking section. But for me to hit a major within just minutes of being on that machine, unfreaking believable. Blew my mind. At this point, I just won back the $2,000 or $3,000 that I just lost. Now I'm actually up a couple of $1,000, and my mood got a lot better.
Of course. And I was watching that video that I was looking at what you had sent me. That was pretty awesome. I mean, just to be on that machine, and then we had a conversation after that when we were talking, and how you had said you had sat on the same machine that they were playing. Um, Sorry, Slot Bandit. He pirated your machine. He is the pirate right there. He's the bandit.
R R.
Arr. So let's get it. How did you get started gambling?
So I got started gambling. My girlfriend's parents were in Biloxi, and she wanted to take a ride out there to hang out with them. And I'm like, well, I'm not a gambler. I don't gamble, but okay. So
how old were you?
I was 33, I think, at the time.
Okay.
And so I took $100 out of the ATM, and we go to Biloxi. And I can remember one of the first games I ever played. I think it was at the IP, and they had Family Guy, and it was I was doing $50 a spin. I stuck $20 in there, and at 50 cents a spin, I must have been on that machine for at least hour and a half, 2 hours. I kept hitting bonuses after bonuses after bonuses, and I'm like, this is all right. This is okay. And I used to go ape shit if I hit a bonus and won $20. I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest feeling in the world. And but at first, it about killed me to stick that 20 in there and hit that button, knowing that I could lose 50 cents. And that's kind of how it started.
Yeah. And then after that, it was all good. So I saw a question in there. I want to say hi to T-Town Gambler for coming in. And Slot Bandit said, I'd rather see him hit it than anyone else. Hey.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate that.
There you go. I saw another question. I have it on my list. On an average trip for you, well, let's go back because I don't want to get to an average trip yet. How did you progress as far as going to the casino with a certain budget amount, and how does that work? I know as a DJ, it's sometimes the only machine that's paying is the ATM.
Yeah, so when I first started, it was like about $100 a day, and at 50-cent spins, my money actually lasted. I mean, several hours. It really did. When you're doing 30-cent, 50-cent spins, it'll last you a while. And then as the years progressed, they went from $100 to $200 to $300 to $500, and then as the years went by, I started bringing $1,000 a day, and then obviously the more you budget, the more you bet, the more you need to bring. So right now my budget's about $2,000 a day. Now with that said, I have a system. So at the bank I'll get a few envelopes, and if I'm at the casino for 3 or 4 days, I'll put $2,000 in each envelope. And with that said, most of my trips are about 3 days, maybe 4 days. So I'll have about either 3 or 4 envelopes with $2,000 per envelope. And as an emergency backup, I'll have a couple extra envelopes with $2,000 a piece in those.
Wait, I'm gonna stop you right there because you said a couple of things, but I want to get Rachel's chat in there. She says my husband says firemen are really cheap. When we go to the casino, They don't spend much. They call him a degen. Hey, I'm hoping he's proud to be a degen. But hey, there you go. Belly Love Slots, thank you for coming in. I see you in there. Thank you for being such a wonderful mod, as well as all of the other mods in there. But you said something that was key there that is so true. I have a budget when I go to the casino, and my budget is these three envelopes. But then I'm a degen, so I have these three backup envelopes as as extras because I know I'm gonna blow through those right away. Um, explain that, bro. That if this is your budget, why don't you just make those envelopes bigger?
Because I like to try to have a plan and stick to it, although it rarely works. And sometimes if I blow through that day's budget, see, part of the rules are, and this is just some rules I made up. If you blow through today's money, you don't go and get in tomorrow's money, and you don't hit the ATM, and you find something else to do. And if you're up from the day before, you don't get into yesterday's money because you're going to go home with at least that envelope with money. But yeah, rules are made to be broken, and they it never works out. It never works out. Now, sometimes instead of going back to the room to get more money, I'll get my ATM card and get a couple thousand out of the ATM. Now, my budget just got that much bigger if I happen to use what's also in the room. So you have to be kind of, yeah, you have to be kind of disciplined and not get too stupid. But I think at one point or another, we've all been stupid. We've all blown through our budgets.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, like I said, we're all degens here. We all go through those budgets with um,
Oh, let me see.
it's just
Rain's
amazing to
World. Yeah, can I comment on Rain's World? Says
Please.
firemen are really cheap. They don't spend that much money. They call my husband a degen. Well, they probably call me a lot worse than that, spending what I spend. But more often than not, guys, I go home with at least half my money. Sometimes, like this last trip, I came home with a lot more than what I went with.
Thank
I
you.
would like to say it all.
Hey,
I would like.
wait 1 second. You came home with a lot more money. Thank you, the Slot Bandits, for giving him that machine to get that more money.
Really
I'm
appreciate
just
that.
joking with you guys.
But
Um,
yeah, it's but you know, there's several hobbies out there, guys. You can go fishing, hunting. I mean, there's a lot of firemen on the job. They'll go out and spend 150, $200,000 on a boat. They go out fishing. Their fuel bill alone is, you know, by the time they get back after all day, $1,000. So it's, you know, it's everyone's got their hobbies. This just happens to be mine.
Yeah, and going back to speaking about money and everything, Cheryl R, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Florida Claimers Ted, thank you for being here. Big Easy, thank you for being here. Um, she says, "LOL, me too. I'll go to the ATM. Room's too far. Um, I definitely break my rules. Hey, we all break our rules, and it's funny because I've seen some channels, and I'm going to throw them out here. Filthy Slot channel. He developed this box way back when, and I've seen a lot of channels that use this that say, "Oh, you put your money in the box, and then at least you go home with that money." Well, you still have a key to that box. How many times have you opened that box up to get the money out? You're supposed to leave the key at home. However, I know people that don't do that.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm a fireman, so if I did have a box and didn't have a key, I know how to break in a box.
There you go. There you go for sure. Um, okay, how often do you? I know you get out to the casino. About how often do you get out to the casino?
Okay, so that's interesting question. So I try to go somewhere every single month, sometimes
Okay,
twice a month. With that said, if I have a bad trip, and I'll just throw this out there. Last year in Vegas, I had a bad trip. In fact, I was going to go for 4 days. I wound up being there for 3. I came home a day early. I bought 2 tickets to come home back when flights weren't so expensive. I had 2 tickets to come home. And with Southwest, you could cancel one and still use it at some other point. So So I used my earlier ticket to come home just because I had such a bad trip. Now, when I say a bad trip, I blew through 4 days of budget in about 3.
Wow. Is there, hold on. I think somebody said there's a reverberation going on. Is the sound okay, little Dutchy? Please let me know. I want to make sure that there's no problems with the sound. Anybody else have problem with the sound? I think I hear it too. I don't know if it's me. Um, let
Is
me
it
wait
me?
and see. Somebody give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. A thumb, some kind of thumb.
Is it on my end when I speak?
Yeah, it might be, but it just started happening, so I don't know if it is or not. Okay, we got a thumbs up. Shell
All right.
artist got it's. Thank you guys, really appreciate that. Um, I think that the time that I met you, I think I met you twice at Cosmo in Vegas. How often do you get out to Vegas?
I try to go to Vegas usually about twice a year.
Okay,
Um, and one of the main reasons I like to go to Vegas, well, there's lots of reasons about Vegas, but with M Life, which is now I think MGM Rewards, to hit platinum status, they used to give you 8 times the amount of tier credits of any other M Life resort. So I could go out there because I go to Beau Rivage and Biloxi a lot. And when I say a lot, probably at least once a month, once every other month. I love Biloxi. But now they've changed their reward program and it's the same across the board. Now, a couple
okay,
times a year, I think, Vegas, they're still giving you 2 times tier credits, but that doesn't hold a candle to what they used to give you under their old program.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so Vegas about at least twice a year, Biloxi 6, 8 times a year, and Tampa at least every month, if not every couple of weeks. All depends if I
Atlantic
have a
City.
bad trip. Atlantic
Do you
City,
get out?
I've only been there once. I met up with NJ, East Coast, Old School Slots, Top Dollar Mike. That was for their $50,000 group pool. That was a fun night. That was a very fun night. That was a great
Tell
group
us
of guys.
about that.
It was awesome. I took a Spirit out of Orlando, which is the only airline that flies in Atlantic City. I got to the Golden Nugget, and I was only there for a few days, and I never left the Golden Nugget. I was in there the entire time. First night there, we had an incredible dinner. Just the camaraderie, the joking around, the whole. It was probably one of the best nights I've ever had. Great,
Okay,
great, great group of guys.
nice. Okay, so here's a question for you. Being a firefighter, okay, let's before we get to that, where do you normally gamble at?
Normally, either Biloxi or Tampa.
Okay.
Those are my go-tos.
And then what is your absolute biggest win?
My biggest win was probably before I had a channel. Um, I was out on the floor playing penny slots with my dad. Uh,
Okay.
it was for I think it was for Father's Day several years ago, and I was already down. We took a junket out there out of Jacksonville, and I was already down a few $1,000s, probably close to $5,000. I was already down. I was starting to get stupid with bets, and I told my dad. I said, "You know what, Dad? Let's rent a car. Let's go ahead and go on back. Let's go back home. I've had enough fun. Let's just rent a car and drive home." And my dad looked at me and said, "Well, damn, son, how much did you lose?" I said, "Oh, I'm down about $1,000." And he said, "Just go have a drink and relax." So I went to the high limit room, which I never play in a high limit room. I went in there with a $600 ticket and I stuck it in triple stars. And I said, "Okay, I'm going to do 8 $25 spins and I'm going to cash out a $400 ticket." So I stuck my $600 ticket in there, and on spin number 8, the machine went freaking nuts. I hit triple star 7, triple star. It hit for like $11,250, and everybody started
Nice.
gathering up. yeah, everybody started gathering around me, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, I just won back all the money I lost, plus a whole lot more. And then I was upset with myself because I was only betting one credit, not two. It would have been 22.5. But but what do you
It
know?
wouldn't have happened if you had 2 credits in there.
Yeah,
So,
2 credits. Yeah, 2 credits. I would have hit 22.5.
wow, that's amazing. Let's follow that up. What's your biggest losing session?
My biggest losing session. Oh God, I really don't know. I could tell you, the biggest losing trip was been about $15,000.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Okay.
when you go somewhere for 3 days and you drop 15 grand, and I'm not independently wealthy, I'm just a fireman, I try to live debt free, I make really good financial decisions, and but still 15 grand, that stings a bit. It really does. So
Exactly.
when I have a loss like that, I'm probably not going to go back for a couple of months.
There you go. Joe S says that's a trippy feeling when that happens, when you hit that big ass win. Um, it's pretty much like no other. I think Michael from Gamblers Unknown said it in an earlier stream. The endorphins kick in, and that's what you're chasing all the time. Kissy
Oh
Cat
yeah.
says I win big when I play one credit.
Yeah, so when that happened, I went crazy in the high limit room. I started playing $20 spin pinball, $20 spin top dollar, and I hit several jackpots in that room that night. And I think overall, I still came home. I think $6,000 or $7,000 up on that trip. In fact, when I
Wow.
hit that 11,250, I sent my dad a picture, and he said, "You're lying. No way, no way." And when I you know, 11,250 minus Mississippi state tax, that is a lot of $100 bills.
Yeah,
And I went to my dad's penny machine. I whipped it out and I said, "What do you think of that, buddy?"
that's
Then,
awesome.
yeah,
You know what? And I tend to think that happens more often than not. And there's a lot of slot channels in here. There's a lot of DJs in here. Give me the thumbs up if you agree with this statement. When you hit something that's big, or when you get that major jackpot, it just trickles down. Your whole vibe changes, everything changes, and from that point on, it's like everything you touch turns to gold. You know what I mean? You pretty much go on one of those streaks. There go the thumbs up. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But let's touch on the other part of that. As a firefighter, it's a stressful job for you. Obviously, being a firefighter is a stressful job because of what you see on a day to day and the things that you have to perform at a top level. Do you think that helps you with the ups and downs of gambling? Gambling stress, and I think gamblers are the people that handle stress the best because of those swings from emotion up and down. So, do you think being a firefighter helps you in that aspect?
I would say being a firefighter, you're exposed to so much over the years. You become numb to a lot of things, especially death. You see so much of it. And obviously, you're still very compassionate towards others and so on and so forth, But when you go to a call, you just I'm not going to get graphic, but when you go to a call and there's just things that normal people should never have to see, you see that year after year after year. You become very desensitized to a lot of trauma, to a lot of drama. You have to do your job.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of firefighters, because of that, they have uh, PTSD, and that's a very real thing. And there's been some firefighters that's taken their lives because of that. But it's but does it really help me? Probably some degree. If I sit there and I'm not doing so hot, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll do better on the next one. A lot of folks that I see that take gambling really, really hard. There's folks that bring their light bill money, car payment money. There's some folks that really have a lot of problems. My biggest thing is I never bring more money than what I'm willing to lose. And the second you do that, if you bring money that you can't afford to lose, you're not going to have a good time. You're going to be stressed out, and it will probably ruin your life. So you have to have a budget. You have to stay within your means, and you have to not get stupid with it. Not
Well,
not very many people are very self-disciplined when it comes to that.
can you say that statement again? You need to have a budget and a backup budget because you're going to blow through that budget. Make sure you have a budget and a backup budget, and still go through that process. But I agree 100%
Mm-hmm.
with what you're saying there. Okay, we're going to jump onto your channel now. Let's see here. Joe S says, I spent a lot of time in the firehouse. My dad was a captain, a few blocks from home. So, yeah.
Well, thank your dad for his service. It's been a great career. It really has.
And spending time in the firehouse had to be a fun thing for you.
It is. It's you're there every third day, and these men and women, they're actually your family. They really are. In fact, you spend more time with them than you do your own family, because you're there 56 hours a week, every third day, 24 hours like clockwork.
Okay, yeah, I agree. How did you start your channel?
I started my channel, what was it, June, a couple years ago. I was wanting to start it a couple years before that, but I couldn't think of a name of all things. I thought about Slot Life. In fact, I actually created a channel called Slot Life. And then, because the first time I Googled it and researched it, I couldn't find anything. And then as soon as I started the channel, I found out somebody else had a YouTube channel, which didn't even have much to do with slots, but I couldn't use the same name. So then it took me about a year, and I was bouncing it back off some of the other chiefs. And hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And they came up with some oddball names. And so anyway, it took me a year, and after going through all these different names, it didn't sound right. It didn't sound right. I'm sitting out in the bay, and I'm sitting there thinking, you just need to either just start this thing or just throw the idea away and be done with it. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what about a name? What about a name? And I'm like, duh, Firehouse.
Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes the obvious is right in front of you. Thank you, Lucky Obsession, for coming in. Suck it up, girl. Okay, so Firehouse Slots. I was thinking of the hat.
Hey, the subs are good. The subs are really good.
Yeah,
No
they are.
affiliation. No affiliation, but their subs are really good.
So, starting your channel and having Firehouse Slots, how much crap do you get from everybody in the firehouse?
Just about every day I go to work, somebody comes up to me and says, hey, have you been anywhere? Did you win anything? I mean, I get questions just about every single day. And, it's some cool small talk. Obviously, when I have a bad trip, I don't want to talk about it a whole lot. But when I have a good trip like this last one, I'm like, let me show you this. It's pretty cool.
Okay. And we had talked off camera. When you go to meetings and stuff, what do they do before the meetings?
Oh. Sometimes I'll pull up my channel and, before the meeting starts, I'll pull it up and just get a couple laughs out of it.
Hey, Lolo, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. So they'll actually watch your channel before they start meetings, just to get a laugh.
Yeah, not all the time, but yeah, they'll go in there and, it's like when I'm playing pinball, top dollar, double top dollar. Those are really my favorite games, but I've slowed down playing them just because the single line pay, I have not done well the last year or two with those. But whenever I get a bonus, and I'm like, you know what that means, guys? We're going up. And just, little sayings like that to get a kick out of.
Okay. Here's a question for you. Do you run your channel do you think of your channel as a business, or is it just having fun, hobby? You got like 3.5K in subscribers. Do you see it developing into some type of business somewhere down the road?
Maybe eventually. I think the YouTube algorithm likes you to upload a couple of videos at least a couple of videos a week, or maybe do some live streams or whatnot to trigger the algorithm. I think I've got 80 videos out in just over two years. That's not a lot. So I'm obviously not triggering your algorithm to push my content out there. You know, if I, because let's face it, when you go and you're getting footage and you're recording, you could spend $1,000 on a crappy video, and you're like, I can't even put this on the channel. It's just, there's no energy, there's no excitement. It's just dead spins. So not all the content that you capture, you can't really use it. But I think eventually, you know, especially when I retire and I can go more often, more frequently, and I could get more footage and just, maybe it'll liven up a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Because technically, the day you monetize your channel, technically it's a business. But I've reserved a internet domain. I have absolutely no idea how to develop a web page. With the whole Firehouse thing, let's face it. I could get creative and make a killing on shirts and hats and everything else. I've got some awesome. I've got a Dalmatian with this paw on a slot machine next to a fire hydrant. I've got some awesome designs that I had my design guy do. However, to get it from on paper over to a store or even on a website, I have absolutely no idea how to do that. I'm doing good.
Okay.
Just using. Go ahead.
There's people in the chat right now. Gamblers Unknown is one of those people that can help you take that idea that you have on paper and put it into a logo for you, or put it onto something where you could put onto a store and a shirt and everything else. There's plenty of people in here that will help you along that path in the community. I mean, that's the one wonderful thing about this community, and we'll get onto that in a minute. But everybody here is willing to help. Reach out to them, and without a doubt,
appreciate that.
Without a doubt, they'll help you out. What would you say? What would you say right now has been your biggest struggle with YouTube?
I think if you've got really good content or you've got a really good video, if you haven't triggered that algorithm, folks are never going to see it. I've got one video that I did with a guy named Rodney that I met out in Biloxi. And this was last year before, right in the peak of COVID. I saw this gentleman that, back then they had every other machine turned off because of COVID. So I saw this guy, he had all three machines, or either 3 or 4 machines, all of them turned on. And he was going 200, 200, 200, 200. He'd walk around and hit spin, 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 spin. He kept repeating the process, going back and forth, doing these $200 spins. And I'm sitting there thinking, my God, I've never seen anybody play like this before, live in person. And anyway, I got to talking to him, and he said I could recording, got to talking to him and his wife. In the session that I happened to record, he hit a couple small jackpots at the very end of the video, but he had so many dead $200 spins. I wasn't even going to upload that video. And I went ahead and threw it out on the platform. And that video to date, I think it's around 105, 110,000. And I wasn't even going to post it. In my mind, it wasn't that good of a video, not a whole lot of action. But there was a lot of good, there was a lot of good talking back and forth, getting to know them. And so that part of it was nice. But, I don't think anybody really truly knows 100% on how to trigger that algorithm to push your content out there. So like I said, if you're not posting often, you're not doing live streams. I have done a couple live streams. The last one I did was at the Cosmopolitan. I told you about this one.
We'll talk about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was terrible. I hit no bonuses. I went to $1,000. I hit nothing. So then I get 2,000 more and go live again, and hit a couple small bonuses. Nothing big, no hand pays. But while I'm walking, holding my selfie stick on my camera at the Cosmo, I hear this, and I'm like, I look down and I'm like, oh shit, I just stepped on somebody's dog. So, and I was like, sorry, buddy. Sorry, ma'am. And the lady was like, oh, my poor baby. And the guy said the dog was okay. The dog was okay. But I'm like, what are the chances of doing a terrible live stream? And then you step on somebody's service animal, you hear a yelp. And that kind of sealed the deal for me doing lives. I love talking. I love expressing myself. Maybe I'll get the courage to go live again at some point. Yeah, my last experience wasn't the best. Plus, I get really,
obviously, if you, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I get really camera shy. It's hard to, I've never been a public speaker, and when you're talking, this is really tough for me right now. I don't know if you can tell or not, guys, but talking, trying to read comments, and having people judge through your speech, your rhythm, I mean, everything about you. YouTube, I mean, I tell you, on some of my videos, people will pick you apart and send you the most craziest comments. I got called a sexist pig on my Rodney video because we called the machine a female machine. She only gives when she wants to. Must be a female machine. We got called sexist for that. And Rodney's wife was right there. She's the one who said part of that. And it's like, yeah, I'm not sexist, guys. We're just playing slot machines, having fun. So, yeah, it can be tough.
It definitely can be tough. And, while you're streaming, you shouldn't be walking and trying to stream at the same time. That's why they have the laws for the hands-free in the cars and everything else. You know that. But anyway, that was a funny story about the dog, without a doubt. I hope it didn't deter you from doing live streams in the future, because
yeah, I haven't done them since. That was over a year ago.
Okay. Let's see here real quick. What advice would you give a channel that's just starting out?
Just starting out, I would say, don't expect a miracle. It's going to take time to grow. I know there's a lot of slot channels out there that buy views, they buy subscribers. There's a lot of chatter about that out there. And I'll say this about that. If you do that, your views aren't going to be genuine. It's going to make your analytics go down, because they're going to click on your video, maybe watch a couple seconds, click off. So I've talked to some channels out there that's actually hurt them more than it has helped them. So take your time, do it right. Like right now, guys, I'm sitting at 3,500 and maybe 80 subscribers. It's not really about the subscribers. You can have 5,000 subscribers, but it's more about the views, not so much the subscribers. And also, when you go to look at your analytics, a major percentage of your subscribers ain't watching your videos. It's everybody else on the platform. So keep that in mind.
Avalon Vash Slot says, I found that even though I know I may not have a fun video, that video, people love it because they love watching the reality.
And you're absolutely right. So, people love seeing your wins. They love seeing your losses. They love the real deal. They love the real thing.
Exactly.
So be real in your videos. I've had people tell me I say hell yeah too much, or I might drop the F-bomb one too many times in the video. Guys, I'm real. What you see is what you get. I don't try to pretend to be somebody that I'm not. And there's so many different types of folks out there with personalities. Some are going to love your channel, some are not going to love your channel. So it's just roll with it.
Real quick, Shannon from SlotBet say thank you for your service. They really appreciate you. Let me see what else I got in here. Thank you, Simon, for coming in. It's a slot machine. Ren Slots, thank you for being here. Didn't see you guys come in, but I appreciate you guys being here anyway. Okay, so where do you see your channel in about 2 years?
Well, I would like to start doing some lives if I could get a local church, maybe. I'm sorry?
And not step on dogs while you're doing them.
Oh yeah. Not stepped on dogs. Maybe I don't know, maybe have a web store. Maybe have some merch. Guys, I do this because I love to do it. It's a hobby. I actually have fun doing it.
Okay.
If I go on a trip and if I don't win, it's not going to wreck my day. It's not going to wreck my life. I just have fun doing it. And if you love what you do, there's an old saying: if you love what you do, you've never worked a day in your life. So
Yeah. Yes, I've said that plenty of times. Do you drink while you're playing or while you're gambling?
I'd say about 50% of the time I do.
Okay.
Um, so out of well, I say 50%. So out of I'll take one day out of the 3 or 4 days that I'm there, and I'll have some drinks. I don't drink every single day. I'll usually drink one day out of the 2 or 3 or the 4, and because otherwise you're going to have a headache. You're going to wake up not feeling so hot. I just like to do it leisurely. Um,
So
otherwise,
Nini, exactly. Nini Slot says the majority of her videos have gone viral are losing videos. People love to see her when she's a loser. I don't necessarily think that's true, but hey, if they're going viral, you're not necessarily a loser.
if that's working
So
for you, awesome. I have a video that I should drop. I stuck it's either $700 or $800 in $1 million Dragon Lake machine. $25 spins, thinking, this is going to be a cool 10-minute video. It was like 2 minutes and 37 seconds. It was the fastest video I think I've
exactly.
ever done. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so here's a question for you. You've met a lot of channels, and obviously the best part of YouTube for you is the different people that you met, enjoying doing everything that you're doing. What channels would you like to do a collaboration with?
I've already done so many collaborations, and each one's been awesome. Slot Cracker, NJ Slot Kai, East Coast Slots, Slot Hopper, I think old school slots. I mean, just about. I can't think of too many I haven't done one with. Um, and everybody they're so cool. They're like, hey, you want to go in and do a collaboration on this machine? Hell yeah, let's do it. Just most folks, just about everyone's been open to it.
There you go.
And I'm gonna tell you, the slot community is unlike any other community out there. Now, like anything else in life, you're going to see some drama along the way here and there, but for the most part, I mean, I consider all these guys my brothers and my sisters. Um,
Exactly.
Everyone looks out for each other. I mean, it's really a tight knit community, and I'm gonna tell you, it's really awesome to be a part of it. It really is.
Degens unite. Yeah, exactly. Because we rally around. I mean, we could tell if you're going on tilt, if you're having a bad day because of slots. I mean, because we've all been there. We've put money into machine. We haven't won anything out. We could see it in your videos. We could see it in if we're there with you, how you are because of what's going on with the slots. We've all been there. We've all done it. But the thing is, because we've done it, we have that commonality. We know, hey, let's brush it off. The next spins when you get that big jackpot or whatever it is, and go because you can't talk to everyone about losing $1,000 in 10 minutes without them thinking you're crazy. Gamblers Unknown says that it's absolutely correct. If you were to
Mm-hmm.
tell people at the slot house at the firehouse, hey, I just lost 12 grand last night, they would think you're a nut.
It's good. You're absolutely right. But if you have a bad day, the next day it's a new day, and
Exactly.
you never know.
Exactly. So, with that said, we're going to get on to quick hits. This is where I ask you a lot of questions. You let me know which one you would choose, and we'll go back and forth for a few different questions, and then we'll get on to the rest of it. Okay, robots or dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
Okay. Loud neighbors or nosy neighbors?
Oh, loud neighbors.
Okay. Um, cooking or being cooked for?
Cooking.
Okay. Guys at the firehouse, remember he said that. He's going to be the cook. I'm just saying they're going to be watching this video. Hanging out with old folks or little kids?
Old folks.
Okay. Roller coasters or water slides?
Oh, roller coasters.
Driving fast or driving slow?
Driving fast.
Okay. An angry client or an angry coworker?
Angry coworker.
Okay. Guys, pay attention. Um, let's see. A raise or a bonus?
Bonus.
Okay. Private office or reserved parking?
Private office.
Okay. Sight or sound?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Sight.
Seeing the future or changing the past?
Seeing the future.
Okay. Regret or doubt?
Regret.
Okay. Cookies or brownies?
Brownies.
Okay. Outer space or bottom of the sea?
Outer space.
Okay. Okay, guys. I have two more questions for him. Then we're going to get him off of here, and I'm going to get you guys off of here. I appreciate everybody coming in today. I appreciate you guys being here and interacting with us. I am going to go back through the comments. I'll recap them on tomorrow's 3:30 show and get some feedback from John himself. We'll do that tomorrow at 3:30. A local restaurant in your neighborhood you would recommend somebody?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There are so many good ones. I would probably say I've been hitting this one a lot lately. I'd probably say Clark Seafood.
Clark Seafood. Okay. Clark Seafood, guys. That's his recommendation. You got to go there. Now I'm going to follow that up with what is the best thing that you ever ate?
Best thing I ever ate was probably, I'd probably say just seafood in general. I love seafood, hands down.
Hey, fist bump right there. Bam, I'm right with you. I am right with you 100%. Guys, this has been an excellent interview. If you're not subscribed to his channel, please go over Firehouse Slots. Don't get confused with Firehouse Subs because they're two different things. He plays slots. They make subs, excellent subs, but they're not a sponsor of me yet, so don't worry about it. Until next time, guys, I'll be back tomorrow at 3:30. Until then, let the good times roll, and we'll see you then.